Hi, hello people on the other side of the screen. My name is Carolina and this is Carolando. Hi, so my name is Carolina. I'm a Brazilian girl trying to enter booktube. I always admired a lot of people here and I always wanted to make videos about books, so I decided to create my own channel. And what a better way to get to know each other here, to demonstrate what I like and what I don't like, than telling you my favorites of 2020. So here we go. First on my list of my favorites of 2020 is a book that I didn't expect to read. I ended up reading because someone gave to me, and this is Imperfeitos by Cecilia Harn. Actually, the name is in Portuguese here, as I'm Brazilian. Obviously, sometimes I will end up reading translation works, but the name in English is Flawed. I will insert here somewhere the cover so you guys can see. Flawed by Cecilia Harn talks about a teenage girl named Celestine, and she lives in a society where people must be perfect or else they will be ostracized and considered flawed. Celestine, I don't know how to pronounce her name, sorry. She is an exemplary person in general. She's well-rounded, she's smart, she studies math, she has all of her life figured out, and she never questions the society that she lives in. But one day she encounters a situation in which she is called to take action, and what she decides in that moment could change her life completely, and the way she's perceived in society and the way she perceives society. And she makes this decision and everything changes. I really liked it because I think this book is really important because it touches on the topic of cancel culture in a way. It's not explicitly talking about it, but in a way I believe the author is talking about it, because when you make a mistake in the society, you are completely out. No one cares about you. You did this mistake, it doesn't matter if it's small or big, you are flawed and you don't deserve to be heard anymore or be a part of society. So I believe this story discuss important topics, and it was did a really good job on discussing it. Even though it follows a teenage girl, I still feel that she's smart and not the usual protagonist. In a way, she is very usual, but I really enjoyed her character and all of her, and accompanying her on her journey. And I really enjoyed her character and accompanying her on her journey. This is the first one of a duology. There is another one that I'm still reading. It's called Perfect in English, and I will tell you later if I like it or not. Next is Escritinos by Ione Simões. This is a Portuguese book, a Brazilian Portuguese book, and it's from an independent author. And I wanted to mention because I really enjoyed this book, and if you are for some reason Brazilian, I would really recommend it to you to check it out, because she did a really great job on her book, and it was a really fun one and discussed a lot of important topics as well. Her reflections, they're very common for her age, and I really identified with her, so I really like it. I hope the author someday is able to translate so more people can read her book, because I really like it. Next book is called Mockingbird by Catherine Erskine. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Mockingbird's about a little girl named Caitlin, and she perceives the world in a completely different manner. She is diagnosed with autism, and she's going through a very tough situation with her father and in her family, actually. But it especially talked about her relationship with her father, and it shows very well the way she perceives the world and how it is difficult to be understood in a world where people are usually seeing things in a way and you see differently. And I really like the way the author puts the heavy stuff and how she discusses it. I believe she did a great job explaining and trying to portray the way she sees things, so you can connect and understand her and her struggle in trying to make herself understood by others. It's really, really cute, but also sad, and I thought it was a very nice short read and a very important one. So I recommend it for you if you're interested. Next is Becoming by Michelle Obama. This book was very good, so good. I'm from Brazil, so it's a weird pick for me to decide to read this book. But I saw everyone reading and I was curious because I feel like Michelle Obama is a very influential figure, but as well a very inspiring person. And reading her book only confirmed that, because she had an incredible journey in her life, and she tells the book as if she giving advice to the reader. Sometimes it feels like it, at least for me. I don't know if other people had the similar feelings, and it's really amazing to see every decision that she makes throughout her life and how she gets where she is. And it is an inspiring story overall, and I really recommend if you want something that will make you reflect on your decisions, your actions, the things that you want to do. If you are needing something inspirational, I think this book is a really good choice for it. Next is The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. I read this towards the end of the year. It's not in any particular order, this list, but I read this one towards the end, and it was a perfect read to finish 2020 because it's a really heartwarming and wholesome book. It's really cute, and it's really just overall happy, and it's like a hug, like everyone ever reviewed this book and said the same thing. This book is great if you're looking for something to make you happy, and it's just great, you want a little pause from the news or the social media. The House in the Cerulean Sea happens in a world where there are magical people, and of course there are magical children, and these children usually end up in an orphanage because the magical people usually are ostracized from society because people think they are dangerous somehow, or they will harm others, so they ostracize, isolate them, and don't want anything with them. The protagonist works for the government, taking care of the norms and regulations in orphanages, so make sure that these children are well cared for. He's very meticulous about his job, and he's very particular about not getting involved with the children. However, one day his bosses decide that he needs to go on a more dangerous orphanage to make sure that everything's okay. And everything changes after he goes to this orphanage. It's great and it's very wholesome. I recommend it. The next one is an enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. She did a great job in this book. It's about a girl that is a painter, and in this world there's fairy people, and they are kind of rule the world, and the economy of her town is completely based on the needs of these fairy people. The writing is absolutely stunning. I was mesmerized by her way of with the words when she was describing things. It was truly felt like she was writing through a painter's eye, and it was she created very vivid images that really makes you see what she's talking about, and she is able to develop her story in a few pages, because usually books are 300 pages long and this one is shorter, but still there is a lot of content in this book and she does a lot and it's great. I really liked because it's a well-rounded book, even though not a lot of people would agree with me. I still think it was good for what it is, because I didn't expect anything more than this, and it was great. Next book is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. So this book, a lot of people on Goodreads has a lot of mixed opinions about it. I fell towards the sides that I love it, even though it's a bit cheesy and a bit ridiculous. Sometimes not exactly ridiculous, but it's very, very cheesy. I really enjoyed the way she decided to write it, and it was really inspiring. I feel that I read it in the right time, because it was towards the end of 2020. And I really liked her ideas and the way she explained her vision. I really think if you're looking for an inspiring book, or you're looking for something to give a boost to do something, or looking for someone to kind of talk to you through a book, I think this one is a good pick, and it really could give you new perspective on things that you see, and maybe give a little twist on things so it's more interesting, so you can make a few changes and see things differently, and maybe start romanticizing your life, because we need that sometimes. After 2020 we learned that, right? Next is The Great Gatsby by Scott Fitzgerald. So this one is a classic. I read it because of college. It was required reading, and it was my second time reading it, and I really enjoyed it. And it was a better experience than the first time because I didn't really understand the book. I was kind of young, and now I read in the English version as well, so I was able to connect with the words a bit differently. I really love this book, not because of the plot. The plot is not exactly my favorite part. It's more because of the overall vibe this book gives, because it has this great way of putting you in the 1920s vibe. You feel like you are part of the 1920s and 1930s, I don't know, but you feel like you're entering that era, and the images are very vivid, and his writing is really well done. I really appreciate it, and it's just a very immersive experience overall, and the characters are very well developed, and not exactly developed, they are very well portrayed. So I really recommend it. If you didn't read this yet, maybe consider reading it or not. I don't know if that's not your thing, but if you're looking for an immersive experience in a different time period, I think you will like it. And finally, the last book is No Exit by Taylor Adams. I really like this book. It's the best thriller I ever read, only because it delivers exactly what I wanted from a thriller. It's very thrilling, but at the same time a lot of plot twists happen, a lot of things that I didn't see coming. I know that a lot of people saw things coming in this book, but I'm usually very very slow, so I didn't see anything, and it was really fun. She just did everything. I mean, every 10% of the book, because I read on Kindle, every 10% of the book something crazy would happen, and I would be on the edge of my seat turning the pages, trying to figure out what is happening, trying to figure out what is happening there, you know. So it was, for me, a very well-rounded thriller. I need still to read more thrillers. I was trying to read more in 2020. I hope to read more in 2021. It's a genre that I'm really interested in, but this one was my favorite. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my video. I hope you got to know a little bit more of my taste, and I hope to get to know more on my taste in books this year too. So I hope my next year's list is completely different from this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm really happy to be here. Hello, nice to meet you all. I would be really happy if you left any comments about anything you want to say. What are you reading? What are your favorites? Anything. Or if you don't want, because it's okay. And I will see you next time.